Hi guys, today we're going to be making this simple round bread, also called milk bread, that everyone will love. So if you're here and you really love bread, then it's time for you to start making bread at home. It's so simple to make. I'm going to teach you all the tricks you need when you're making this recipe. Let's get started. In your bowl, you're going to add in 1¼ cup of fresh milk. Like I said, we're making milk bread, so it's important to use enough milk. Now you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. It's better to use instant yeast instead of the dry yeast because the instant yeast has already been activated. Now you're going to add in 1/4 cup of sugar, ½ teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to add in 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. Make sure you're using unsalted butter. Then you're going to add in 4 cups of hard flour or bread flour. For bread, we use hard flour or bread flour to make it. If you want to use any other kind of flour, then you can use maybe all-purpose flour or self-raising flour, but you don't use cake flour or soft flour for bread. Now you're going to give this a good mix to make your dough. And for bread dough, it's very important to knead it very well so that you can get a very stretchy dough. If you don't knead it well, your dough is not going to be stretchy, and so your bread is not going to be stretchy too. So you can just adapt to different ways of making your bread stretchy, and I'm going to teach you one method you can use. Now I'm going to knead this for 30 minutes, and then we're going to transfer this into our blender. That is the trick I'm going to be using. I'll teach you how. Now spread some flour onto your worktop and then transfer the dough onto it, and add in 2 tablespoons of your unsalted butter to this, and you're going to keep kneading this. This makes it very buttery and your bread becomes butter bread. So if you are wondering how we make butter bread, this is how we make butter bread. Less sugar, more butter. Okay, now I'm going to transfer this into my blender and we're going to blend. This is the trick I'm going to be using. This will make the dough very stretchy, so we're going to blend it in base for 15 minutes, and this way when you bring it out of the blender, your dough will be very stretchy. So those who don't have a stand mixer or a hand mixer or whatever mixer, you can use this method. Trust me, you will love it. You can see how my dough is looking very stretchy. With the hand kneading, it's going to take about 1 hour to get it like this. So please, if you have a very good blender, not just any blender, it has to be a very good blender, you can use that method for this. Okay, now you're going to take it out and then keep kneading this dough till you have your perfectly kneaded dough for your bread. Now I'm just going to put this in my bowl and then allow it to double in size for our bread. Now to do this, I'm going to add in a little oil to my bowl and then transfer the dough into it so that it becomes very smooth. When I take it out, it doesn't break. That's just how we want it. Now cover this with a napkin and keep it in a warm place so that it can double in size, and this is going to take about 40 minutes. Okay, now we're going to just punch the air out of this, and then we're going to start making our round shapes. Now spread some flour onto your worktop and then transfer your dough onto it. Now you're going to cut this into shapes. That is the round shape that you're going to be using for the bread. You can cut this into any shape that you want, but then for round bread, this is how we're going to do. We're going to cut it into 4 sizes, and then we're going to cut them like this into smaller shapes and then make our round shape. Now this is where the problem is, making your round shape. If you don't make your round shape very well, the ends will start opening, and when you bake the bread will become flat. You can use the same method to make both fruits, just that you add enough sugar to it. And if you don't make the shapes well, it's going to open up when you're frying it. That's for the both fruit. Now this is what we're going to do. Please watch the video well and follow the method I'm using here. This way you get a perfect shape when you're making your round shapes like this. Make sure you seal the ends and then you turn it over and also make your round shape perfectly well like this. So otherwise it's not going to go well for you. Trust me on that. Now I've made all my shapes and I'm just going to cover this and let it sit and double in size for 30 minutes, and this is what we have. Our bread has doubled in size, and all we have to do now is egg wash that bread. Egg washing means you're going to smear some egg on it like this. You can also add a little bit of melted butter and sometimes even milk. Just put that egg wash on that bread and you're going to put this in your oven. Make sure you preheat your oven and bake it at least 180 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees. You're good. Okay, keep smearing that egg on it and bake this for 30 minutes, and there you have it, your perfectly baked bread. Okay, now you can check it and see if the inside is soft enough for you. But with this method, baking it for 30 minutes, it's a sure banger for you to get your bread right. Okay, now I'm going to open the inside. It's perfectly baked. Our bread is ready, and all we have to do now is serve this with some margarine and enjoy. Okay, I hope you guys try this recipe. When you do, let me know how it goes. Bye.